welcome to the channel. It's Mosi here. We did an unboxing of the Lenovo Miix 700 and today we're going to do a review. We want to cover what it actually can do and what it can't do, and of course who it's rivaling against. Let's cover a couple of things we're going to do with the aesthetics of the device. The nice thing about it looks very professional. It's got a leather finish to the type cover. And the keyboard, in my opinion, is not all great, at least not as good as the Surface. It's got a horrible clicking noise when you're pressing the keys. By the way, this is synonymous with anything that you buy at Lenovo. Unfortunately, I seem to get the keyboards wrong. However, it's not bad. Let's cover what it says on the left-hand side of the device itself. You don't have much. You literally have the speaker, which is on the side, and I don't know if you can see that. That is not a USB port. That's a charge port. Yes, Lenovo's done it again, and they've decided to put a USB looking like charge platform. Not great. I'm not a big fan of that at all. On the right hand side of the device, well, if you look at it, it actually looks familiar, but actually it is. It's because the only thing that's different between that and the Surface is they have a micro HDMI port instead of a display port. But yes, we have power button, volume rockers, micro HDMI and USB. That's 3.0 by the way, and of course a speaker grill. Have a quick look at the beautiful watch band hinge mechanism they have, which in my opinion might actually even be better than the Surface. The actual casing of this device is plastic, not magnesium like the Surface is, as I recall. At the back underneath the cover you also have, like the Surface, a micro SD card. That tricked me on the Surface. It actually took me ages to remember that I had that because it's hidden so well underneath there. We have a front-facing camera and a rear-facing camera. I will be displaying some video about that coming up now. As you can see, the video isn't great, but it does the job. I don't think you're going to walk around with one of these shooting, but I guess if you're going to do web conferencing or Skype, etc., it does the job. Some of the specs are listed here on the left hand side, so you can see what they actually are for the front camera and the rear facing camera. Also some sliding shots of what the pictures are like with and without flash. Battery life is about 5-6 hours, which is about typical for one of these devices. The CPU is a M5 core, and you're probably wondering what is the difference between that and an i5. Well, typically will be the clock frequency and some additional features. This runs at 1.5 gigahertz, so it's not very powerful. Dual core, 4 gig RAM. Again, I think that's a bit on the low side, but it's more than enough for average browsing and stuff like that. It's got an NVMe SSD, 128 gig. Again, super fast booting times. In terms of security, you have TPM inbuilt, the usual stuff. What it's not got is Hello feature, Windows Hello feature, which it uses an infrared to read your face and unlock the screen for you like it does on the Surface. So it's not quite as good as that. It's got a stylus, just like the Surface does. Unfortunately, it's not a magnet to the side. It actually has this little bracket, which in turn has to be plugged in to the USB port here for it to be held, which means you can't use your USB port. Hello, what's wrong with that? So, but that's not bad at all, because what Lenovo have managed to do this time around, the Surface didn't, is they actually gave you the back cover with it and the stylus. So you don't have to go out there and buy £130 worth of kit. You got it all, although be it not as good. Touching on the keyboard very quickly, the trackpad is not as big and it's overly sensitive, but I like it. So as you can see, we're making a lot of comparisons to the Surface. So I took the liberty of actually bringing my Surface, which I've now been using, and you can also see a review for it up on the left hand side here, left or right, one of the two sides, I don't know what I'm going to do. But here's the Surface next to the Lenovo Miix. So hopefully you guys get an idea that are very similar devices. They are obviously competing for the same market. They're just very price ranges difference. Obviously this is the i7 version, retailing at about 1,200 quid without the type cover. This is an M5 version of the Miix. There is an M7 version as well, and this is retailing at £680. that's a big price difference. So yeah, if your kid wants to buy one of these, it's great. Yes, if one of your employees needs something really light and is not too bothered about doing 4K editing or video editing or photo editing should I say, this will work. However, if you want something more robust, something more exquisite and better built, you still can't beat this. So hopefully guys, if you've got any questions about this device particularly, or you'd like to see a side-by-side comparison of performance, I have included some Crystal Disk performance figures and benchmark, geek benchmark results, if that is enough for you guys. If not, on the comments, do ask questions, do get involved. As always, thank you for subscribing. Please do continue and like, share, and tell your friends, and comment on the beard. Thanks.